Right, folks, apologies in advance for the horrible hissy sound in the background. I don't know, it's my iPod microphone is all strange and I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something and I don't like it, but what can I do? So, seeing as I want to make a video blog, vlog, whatever, seeing as I want to make one of these things that everyone seems to be jumping on the bandwagon with, and I seem to stop everyone's. Yes, I thought I'd hop on as well. I did attempt to do this once before, not on the iPod. I have attempted to do that before, but I tried to make a vlog on my laptop and discovered I had no idea how to use my webcam, that my webcam didn't like me, that it didn't want to exist anymore or something like that. It's a built-in webcam and for some reason it has something wrong with it. I don't know what. I couldn't be bothered at the time. I'm still not bothered, and seeing as I've had the laptop, 5 years this Christmas, and about 2 weeks ago I worked out how to turn it off. It can safely be said I don't know much about webcams. So, yes, so instead I'm having a minute and a half rant on an iPod about why I have to use an iPod instead of a webcam. So, yes, Ms. Right, so for those who don't know, my characters are Azira, Wissana, and Caeladorn, each in Windreach, Andricus, and Sunbirth. I'm so glad I chose names I can actually pronounce. But yes, I was also, some people might remember me as AS Scary. I was in Windreach from November of last year until the start of March this year. So yes, I was that person. I apologise in advance if I go off on a little rant about something totally unrelated to what I'm supposed to be talking about. But, yes, what did I want to actually say? Okay, a little bit about me. My name is Sinead. I suddenly have no information about me. Oh yeah, where I live. I live in Ireland. I don't know how noticeable the accent is, to be perfectly honest. But seeing as people have no idea what I am, but we'll just go with that. Whatever you hear, I'm from Ireland, just for the record, just in case you didn't get that. So yes, I suppose I'm going to talk about Azira. I don't know how many people have come into contact with her. I've had her kind of dormant for the last couple of months, since about March actually. But yeah, she's an interesting character, has to be said. Well, quite a few people have actually said that to me. You know, they have no idea what she's going to do. But until I actually sit down and write, actually even when I am writing, I have no idea what she's going to do. She just suddenly appears on the page and she's doing a thing, and it's really that kind of moment where you go, oh, character, mind your own, dear God, no. But it seems to work out alright, so I go with the flow, you know. So, yes, basically she is my first character, nearly a year old, end of this month. So, basically, how did I end up in Windreach to begin with? Seeing as some people don't seem to like Windreach. I mean, there's people who make an Arsha and then they're like, no, I don't like Windreach. It's like, what's wrong with Windreach? But yeah, basically I came onto the site and flicking through the lore, as you do as a newbie, and go, oh my god, there's so much of it. But I went into the races, and I'm going through a list of races I like. Going by the pictures on the side, that was the main thing. It's like, oh look, pretty picture. Oh, description. Oh, this might be interesting. Yes, that is actually how I went about doing it. But in the beginning, not now. So yeah, the first one I clicked on was Conti, and I was looking at it going, oh, this is interesting, but it's not my thing, so I didn't consider playing a Conti, writing as Conti, whatever. And then I moved on to the Anarta, and I read through it, and I decided to look at another race. So I was looking for the Vanta, is it Vanta? It's Avanfall, and yeah, all that malarkey and whatever. And I was about halfway down the Vanta page, and I went, I don't want to be a Vanta. Go back to the Anarta. I have to be this thing, this red-headed thing. Yeah, as we can see, I'm not red-headed. Um, as the ironically, me going for the redhead in Ireland and this whole thing. Anyway, no, not everybody in Ireland has red hair. Actually, I know very few people with red hair. Anyway, I'm going off a little tangent thing. Not doing that. Um, so yeah, I basically reread the Anarcha page and then I read about Windreach and I looked like kind of through the forums and went, oh my god, I have to do this. This has to be me. So I put the characters together based on the race I wanted, and obviously the city, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. I decided to go with the kind of yellowy, goldy kind of coloured eyes. So I like that little bit of lore about how it's kind of there's a belief that people with those coloured eyes were wind eagles in a past life. So I went, yeah, that'd be great. And then I thought, like personality-wise, I think it partly stemmed from this kind of this idea that this wind eagle idea, and somehow she became very snappy and prone to sudden bouts of violence, and that happened very often. And yeah, well, basically she became a wind eagle in human form, and it's very, very cranky. But I made it. I say a lot, and actually. So sorry about that. So basically, I decided it would be more interesting if, well, obviously the Anarch are very big into their birds, and it's not just the wind eagles. It's this really cool idea of having giant flying eagles that can talk to people. It's just not. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing that attracts you to Windreach, where that's concerned. No, that's not a draw at all. But yeah, so I thought, it's not just the wind eagles. I like other birds. That's why falconry is one of the racial bonuses to the Anarcha. So I had this kind of thing that, not that Azira didn't like birds, but that birds didn't like Azira. They just kind of were a bit uneasy around her, wind eagles especially. There's this whole idea that obviously wind eagles have to like you to bond with you, but if they don't, well, you could end up being thrown off a mountain. You could end up dead. Um, so yeah, I thought it'd be far more interesting if, she really, really wants to bond with a wind eagle. That's like I'd say the aspiration of every single Anarcha in Windreach that's not an Endel. But yeah, well, basically she kind of can't, because she can't go near wind eagles because they really don't like her. And it's just one of the things I continued on. So she's kind of bitter about that she's not going to become an Endel, and she doesn't like being talked down to. So in other words, she really does not like orders. She doesn't like the fact that an Endel can walk in and just walk all over her if they want to. I mean, obviously she's very happy she's not in the lower castes, but she quite enjoys walking all over herself, so she's a bit of a hypocrite, well, a bit more than a bit. She's a complete hypocrite a lot of the time. She's very contradictory about everything she does, but I'm contradictory myself, so I suppose it somehow comes across like that, transfer of traits between player and, writer, sorry, and PC, but yeah, so that would be kind of what's helped shape her personality. I mean, obviously you've got the very confined system of like the caste system in Windreach, how everything's so structured. Perhaps that's why some people don't actually like it. I mean, there aren't many cities that are inside a volcano, that you've got all these really harsh terrain, harsh conditions, everything like that really attracted me because it's such a challenge to write. I mean, all the cities have their kind of their drawbacks, but I suppose there's nothing that's quite as, oh, I'm sure there's a few places quite as strict as Windreach, but um, there is a certain rigidity about the city itself. They're very, very set in their ways, and everything's very survival orientated because obviously they're on the brink of starvation path majority of the time. But I mean, it's such a brilliant location to actually have a character in, because okay, admittedly, my character is a huntress, which I thought would be, I really like that concept, and before I started writing this. Actually, none of my characters, I didn't have experience with any of them, so any of their occupations or whatever. But yeah, so I went, why not make her a huntress? This is interesting, and like she could still be an Agora, because I wanted her to be an Agora, but I didn't want her to be a craftsman or I wasn't into this making thing. So I went, yeah, hunting, that's cool. Outside and stuff, you know, I'm not an outside person, but yeah, Azira's an outside person. Um, so yeah, so I went with that. And then you've got the terrain to deal with. Obviously, you know, mountainous. You've got this idea that there could be earthquakes, you know, with the, obviously you're on a volcano and it can do things on occasion. Not serious things, usually, but it can do some interesting things every once in a while. You know, a little hiccup and whoops, you know, you've got a rock slide there. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't say it like that. But yeah, so anything can happen out there, kind of thing. You could be eaten by a lynx, or I assume I'm pronouncing that right. It's like lynx with a Z, or a Z, whichever way you want to pronounce it. That thing, zebra, yeah, that letter that starts with. Sorry, I'm talking absolute nonsense, but I do that anyway. It's not nerves. I do talk a lot of nonsense a lot when I'm just talking. Um, when I'm really talking to myself, or rather my iPod, but inanimate objects, people, self. I suppose it doesn't matter. Um, but yes, where was I? Oh yeah, what can actually happen kind of out there? You know, interesting things can happen. I've had a thread where you go hunting and then a load of wolves try to come after you, and then you have to run away from wolves, and then you end up, you know, you end up cornered by them, having to fight them. Luckily, there was a wind eagle involved in this, so the wind eagle just ripped them to pieces, which was fun. Um, but yeah, you've got that kind of outside element to it. But I mean, you've also got some really interesting locations in the city itself. So you can have humorous encounters in the baths or violent ones, whatever your cup of tea is really. I mean, like public baths, like everyone goes in there for nothing and so it's well, I suppose that's something that also makes Azira very bitter. She doesn't like having to take baths with everybody else. Um, you know, she feels like she should be much higher up the ladder, but as if she can go that much higher. But anyway, so yes, we've got baths. We've got. I seem to have a lot of. I seem to have had a few threads in the kitchens actually, including one where she threw a bowl at an endle, which is a very interesting kind of misunderstanding thing. Um, somehow, you know, somebody comes over for a friendly chat and she kind of laughs at their accent because they might be, well, they're half Marian, but I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, so half Marian, and so they're used to speaking common and not speaking Nari, which is the Anarcho language. And so she laughs because it's funny, and she doesn't have filters. She just laughs at people because she's nice like that. Um, but yeah, I swear she does not have any filters. She just explodes. She doesn't think. She just, you know, she either explodes or laughs or well, crying doesn't happen. But yeah, well, okay, it has happened on occasion. Yes, it has happened on occasion. But yeah, she just emotions just happen. They just kind of spill out of her. She's actually very volcanic. So I suppose her personality suits the city. But yeah, so to have an endle, because somebody's above her, so she's not good at not being insolent. Um, so having an endle sit down, have a kind of a friendly chat, because she doesn't want to talk to him. She's made it very clear she doesn't want to talk to him. He's still trying to talk to her, and brings a deck to the table and actually feeds him, which she thinks is the strangest thing ever. But yeah, anyway, he offers to take her bowl up to the counter, and I can't exactly remember how it happened, but she ended up firing it at his head, because that's the correct response when somebody asks to bring your bowl to the counter. You know, you're supposed to be insulted by this. No, I'm sure there was something else. It was a very, very minor insult, but she just blows up for absolutely no reason. But I didn't plan for her to blow up. She just blew up. Um, so yeah, that ended up different. it really threw the person I was writing with totally off. And they were definitely not expecting that, because you don't expect someone to fling a bowl at you all of a sudden, completely out of the blue. Um, Other than that, we've had another one involving an Endel, where she was in the what would be the library, the enclave in Windreach, and you see death aren't allowed in the library, and she assumed this particular Endel, because she was disfigured, she had a damaged eye. She assumed that she had to be a death because how could anybody be of higher rank if they have like scars on their face or there's something wrong with them? So she's very closed-minded, really. But so yeah, she assumed that this woman was a deck and basically told her to get the hell out. And that didn't go down very well. And then, of course, she angered an Endel, and she had to be humbled, which didn't go down very well. But I laughed. I laughed a lot, actually, at this image of her basically getting down on her knees and begging the Endel to forgive her. Um, I have a cruel sense of humour. But yeah, well, I mean, it had to be done. It was that or be whipped or something. I can't remember what the punishments are. I think it's whipping. Um, but yeah, so basically she had to go and grovel with this Endel, which was hilarious. And then it really took a totally different twist by the end of that thread. There was so many different things that happened, and you just never know where threads are going to go. But yes, anyway, I'm rambling, totally rambling. I mean, you're getting a great insight into Azira's character, but where it came from, not so much, I suppose. But yeah, basically, well, there's a lot to Azira, an awful, awful, awful lot to Azira. Um, but this video has reached 17 minutes with me and my rambling, and my little anecdotes that aren't mine. But they sort of are, but anyway. Um, so yes, it's probably best to leave it where it is. But yeah, probably best. So if anyone has any questions for me, specifically to do with Azira, or actually Waisana or Kayla as well. I think quite a few people who write with Kayla. Um, Waisana not so much. They're getting kind of quiet at the moment. But yes, so any questions below where this is, I suppose. Or you could always catch me in chat. I'll probably pop in at some stage and you can just fire questions at me and I'll probably be too lazy to take them down, but I might copy and paste them onto my computer or whatever. So yeah, that's me really, or Zira or whatever, but I'm done. So yeah, that's it.